But Rafael able to get around on it and pull it down the left field line. Broke in and down.
Number 18, shortstop.
And Rafael got it in exactly the right place, to O'Malley's right. So the Dodgers have their leadoff man in scoring position. That'll bring up Bill Russell. Hitting .260 for the season, was given last night off. Fastball bunted down the third base line. Good bunt. O'Malley got him. Just got him at first base, and Russell doesn't think so. He'll be credited with a sacrifice, although he was obviously bunting for the base hit.
Third, number 12.
Placed it beautifully down the third baseline, and O'Malley in a hurry. Threw on the run and just got him. Good play by Darrell Evans. Big stretch. Landestoy goes to third. That'll bring up Dusty Baker. 1 for 1 last night. Had a base hit and a pinch hitting appearance. Dusty off to a slow start. Yanked foul outside third, an off-speed pitch. 0-1. Yes, he went around. 0-2. First base umpire Dutch Leonard. Watch it again now. Again, it's misleading. That always looks like they go around because you have no depth perception from this position. You really can't tell whether he went around or broke the plane of the plate. First base umpire is really the only person in a position to see that on a right-hand batter. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out. Dusty went fishing for a breaking pitch. That's a big strikeout for Hammaker. A fly ball to the outfield, a ground ball to the infield, and the Dodgers had a run. That'll bring up Pedro Guerrero. Probably the key to Lasky's success last night was keeping Pedro Guerrero off base. Guerrero did reach in the ninth on an error. That was against Greg Minton, but against Lasky, Pedro was 0 for 4. Saw his average drop to .296. Lasky created quite an uproar here in Southern California. After the game last night, the writers came to talk to Bill. And the first thing he said was, they asked him what he thought of the Dodgers. And he said, I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. He said, I don't care. He said, we all do. So they went to Rick Monday for his response. Monday touched Lasky for 2 home runs. That was a ball down low, 1-0. And Monday, all class, said, hey, it's all right. Said there's not time in life to hate. Checked his swing. They appealed to Leonard. Yes, he did go around. I really thought he checked his swing that time. So the Dodgers are 0 for 2 on appeals so far. Maybe Dutch wasn't watching. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count to Guerrero. Off-speed pitch. Just misses the outside corner. 2-1. Bill said it's that Hollywood image the Dodgers have. Said I like to start against them. Shades of John Montefusco, huh? 2-1 pitch. Good curveball. Pedro was not guessing off-speed breaking pitch. Just couldn't pull the trigger. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the first, 0-0. Rafael Landestoy edging away from third. Giants play Guerrero as a dead pull hitter and deep. Fastball, just got a piece of it, fouled it off the fist. 2-2. Johnny Lemaster is more than halfway toward third. O'Malley only about 6 feet off the line. Duane Kuiper just to the right of second base. And Darrell Evans is about 30 feet from first base, maybe 35. 2-2 pitch to Guerrero. Fouled away again. 2-2. Mike Marshall, the on-deck hitter. Dodgers are 12-6 at home this year, but they are 1-3 against left-handers. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Hammaker gets out of a jam with a runner at third base and only one out. He strikes out Dusty Baker and PEDRO Guerrero. So the Dodgers are gone here in the first inning. No run. There was a hit, no Giants errors, and a man left. We played one full. It's 0-0. Jack Clark leads off the Giants second. First pitch is a fastball. Misses high. Ball 1-1-0. Clark was 3 for 4 last night with a home run and an RBI. There's a strike. 1-1. Is Jack Clark out of his slump, you ask? Well, he's hit in 4 straight. He has 8 hits in his last 19 at bats, including 3 home runs in 3 days. And during the month of May, check swing bouncer back to the mound. Welch throws him out. 1 away. During the month of May, he's raised his average 51 points from 192 to 243.
Jeff Leonard.
Jeff Leonard, the batter. Big night last night of the season, and he raised his average to 254. Hit about a 410-foot shot to right center in the second inning with Jack Clark on base, and then hit a bases empty shot in the 4th. Rick Monday hit 2 for the Dodgers. But the Giants won at 5-3. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Inside. 1-1. Leonard has a 7-game hitting streak. Over that span, he's hitting .414. Made a superb defensive play last night. It may have been the game saver. That's high. 2-1. Diving catch near the line to rob Steve Yeager of extra bases. Yeager was the leadoff batter in the 8th inning. Dodgers went on to score once in that inning and leave 2 men on. That may have saved the game. 3-1 the count to Leonard. Fastball, strike 2, 3-2. Away. Still 3-2. Welch, of course, was, I guess, the first of the prominent major leaguers to concede that he had a problem with alcohol. Ground ball into the hole. Russell under his glove on into left field. That was going to be a tough play. That should be a base hit. Leonard is very fast. They give Russell an error. Obviously, Russell should have come up with the ball, but he was going to have a hard time throwing Leonard out.
Number 35, third baseman.
Goes right under his glove. So Russell is charged with an error, even though the play at first would have been very, very close. It would have taken a strong, accurate throw to get him. Welch co-authored the book 5 O'Clock Comes Early, a young man's battle with alcoholism, detailing his struggle to keep his career moving forward. Leonard may be the Giants' best base runner. There's a pretty good lead over at first base. Mike Marshall holding him there. Welch a lob throw over that time. O'Malley was 1 for 4 last night. Was robbed of a base hit by Dave Anderson, the rookie Dodger shortstop. Foul back to the screen. O'Malley hit his first major league home run off Pat Zachary last year when Zachary was a member of the Mets. Zachary now a Dodger. Again, Welch to first. lob throw that time. Welch saw that Leonard was already on his way back to the bag, but he had to go through with his throw, otherwise it's a balk. 1-1. Jeff has stolen 8 times this year. He's been caught twice. Johnny Lemaster, the team leader, with 14. Giants have stolen 31 bases in 49 attempts to 27 steals in 46 attempts for the opposition. 2-1 the count to O'Malley. High 3-1. So Welch has fallen behind 3-1 on 2 consecutive batters. The feeling in the Giants dugout, the feeling among the Giants before the game during batting practice. O'Malley walks. Leonard will go to second. First walk off Welch, and that'll bring up Milt May. I think the feeling was that, okay, we won 6 in a row here at Dodger Stadium, but if we could beat Bob Welch, that would get us over the hump. It's Tommy Lasorda looking on. Joey Amalfitano, former Giants coach, former Cubs manager, now the third base coach for the
Batting
Dodgers.
7, number 7.
Positioning outfielders. And they know how poorly they have fared against Welch over the years. Although Milt May, lifetime against Welch, is hitting .286. 6 for 21. Foul back, 0-1. Jeff Leonard at second, O'Malley at first. 1 away. We're in the top of the second inning. 0-0 ball game. It's up high. Pickoff attempt at second. Throw is in front of the bag. Leonard had wandered right a ways from the bag, but Yeager's throw came up a little short. Start of play tonight. Dodgers leading in the West by 2.5 over the Braves, 7.5 over the Giants. Cincinnati 11.5 back. Houston and San Diego 12 games out. It's a 1-1 pitch. That misses outside. 2-1. Welch having trouble throwing strikes. And Dodger pitching coach Ron Peronoski is out for a word with him. He wants Yeager out there too. Pedro Guerrero wanders in from third. Welch went 3-1 on Leonard and then lost him when Bill Russell failed to come up with Leonard's ground ball in the hole. He went 3-1 on O'Malley and walked him, and he's gone 2-1 on Milt May. In the National League East, the Cardinals a game up on Montreal. Phillies 2.5 back. Pittsburgh 5.5 out. Chicago 7 games out of first place, and the Mets 7.5 back. Welch a long look for the sign. Yeah, and he backs off. Now you wonder why that would be. Peronoski and Yeager were both out there. Why didn't Yeager say, okay, next pitch, Bob, I want you to throw this? Here's a 2-1 pitch. Pop foul behind the plate, back in the seats. 2-2. In the American League, the Red Sox lead Toronto by 1 in the East. Milwaukee and Baltimore by 2. The Yankees 4 back. Cleveland 5 games out. Detroit 5.5. That is a close race in the American League East. And in the West, the Angels on top by 2 over the A's and Texas. Drill to right field deep. It's in the corner. It is gone. 3-run home run for Milt May. You just had the feeling it was far enough. The question was, could Maldonado get there and lean into the seats over that low railing down the right field line? And B, would it be fair or foul? Dutch Leonard went about 250 feet down the right field line, had a good look, and called it fair, and it certainly was. So the Giants playing long ball in this series. 3 home runs last night and a 3-run home run here by Milt May. Fastball right over the heart of the plate, belt high. And he nailed it. A towering drive into what? The second or third row? 3 or 4 feet shorter, Maldonado might have leaned in and caught it. Dodger right fielders have done that to the Giants through the years. This is Duane Kuiper. Raised his average to 278. 3-0 Giants on a 3-run home run by Milt May. There's a strike, 0-2. So they had the conference on the mound. Welch threw the next pitch, which was fouled off. And then the one after that was hit out. Kuiper takes the ball, 1-2. I understand that there was a bench-clearing brawl in the A's-Yankee game. We don't have details on that yet. Maybe we will. Fly ball by Kuiper to fairly deep right, but Maldonado was there. He was playing very shallow. And there are 2 away. And that'll bring up Atlee Hammaker. Well, if Hammaker pitches tonight the way he has all season long, this game's over.
Batting ninth, number 14.
The most the Dodgers will get will be 1 run.
Hammaker.
Not to try to put any hex on him, but Atlee lost his last start. No, that's probably the most overused word in sports, heartbreaker. But that was. He pitched a complete game, gave up no earned runs, and lost it 2-0. Bounce to the right side. Landestoy is up with it on to Marshall, and the Giants are gone here in the second inning. But they come up with 3 runs on only 1 hit. There was an error and a walk. Just that one error, and nobody left. We played an inning and a half. It's 3-0 Giants.
For 8 hours.
Reminding you about the Charlie Daniels concert at Candlestick Park on Memorial Day Monday, to be preceded by a ball game. Yeah!
That's it, the legend of Woolly Swamp, and still in Saigon, and Redneck Fiddlin' Man. Charlie Daniels is coming to town. Next Monday, Memorial Day. Giants and the Mets will play at noon. It'll be followed by a concert by the great Charlie Daniels Band. Call now for tickets. 415-467-8000. 415-467-8000. You can call for tickets right now. Charlie Daniels and his band. Taz DiGregorio, great piano player. There's a strike. Marshall jumping back. And it's a call strike. Marshall getting the start tonight at first base. He has been the Dodgers' right fielder throughout most of the season. But Tommy Lasorda wants all right-hand bats in the lineup tonight, so Greg Brock is being given the night off. 0-2 to Marshall. In that loss Sunday to Montreal, the Giants made a team-high 5 errors behind Hammaker, hence the 2 unearned runs. The only runs of the game. Off-speed pitch. Marshall way out in front. Fouls it off. Still 0-2. But Atlee has not lost back-to-back games in his last 21 decisions. Player of the week in mid-April. 1 earned run in his last 14 innings. He's having an amazing season. Doesn't like that sign. Now let's see what Atlee chooses to throw. Fastball up high, 1-2. Now he wants to talk to Milt May. Talking to pitching coach Herm Starrett before the game today, asking him if Bill Lasky seemed maybe a little quicker than I've seen him last night. And Starrett agreed. And he said the important thing was that his fastball was really moving. And except for Rick Monday, Lasky did a tremendous job keeping the Dodger big guns off base. Landreau was 0 for 4. Guerrero 0 for 4. 2-2 the count. Brock was 0 for 4. Yeager was 0 for 4. 2-2 pitch. Good breaking pitch outside part of the plate. And Marshall fouled it off. Still 2-2. And let us not forget the job Greg Minton did in relief. Line down the right field line, foul. Minton, that was one of his most impressive performances this year. He came on in the 8th inning with a run in and a man on and only one out. And he got the dangerous Steve Sachs to hit into a force, gave up a single to Ron Renicky, but then got Ken Landreau aided by a great play by Johnny Lemaster. In the 9th, he lost Guerrero on an error and retired Brock, Monday, and Yeager. Breaking pitch, low and inside, 3-2. Low, ball 4.
Batting 6, number 7.
Toyota reminds you it's a good feeling to buckle up for safety.
Well, that's Atlee's walk for tonight. Walking Marshall on a 3-2 pitch. That'll bring up Steve Yeager. Hitless in 4 trips last night. Yeager and Guerrero, the only Dodgers in the same place they were last night at the start of the game. Everybody else is new. Renicky was in the starting lineup last night, but he started in the right field. 1-0 to count on Yeager. Fouled off Milton Mays somewhere. 1-1. Milt walking that one off. That is only the 7th unintentional pass allowed by Hammaker this season. One pitch. Fooled him. 1-2. It's amazing that a young pitcher like Hammaker can have such outstanding control. He was second in the league last year in fewest walks allowed per 9 innings. And he's way in front this year. Second last year to Doug Bird of the Cubs. 1-2 pitch. Just missed the outside corner. 2-2. Hammaker thought he had him. Atlee walks back off the mound, tugs at the cap. Marshall a short lead away from first. The Dodgers obviously know that Hammaker has an outstanding move to first. Got him swinging. Yeager out in front of a curveball. 3rd strikeout for Hammaker. And that'll bring up Ron Renicky.
7, number 40, center fielder Ron Renicky.
Renicky 2 hits in 4 trips last night. Switch hitter batting right against Hammaker. Don't know that such records are kept, but this may be the first time in his major league career that Renicky has started back-to-back games. He's primarily a pinch hitter and late-inning defensive replacement in the outfield. Candy Maldonado waits on deck. Giants looking for the double play ball. There's the strike, 0-1. Brother of Gary Renicky of the Baltimore Orioles. Ball inside corner, 0-2. Got him. So far, except for Rafael Landestoy,
right fielder,
Dodgers have been overmatched tonight. 4th strikeout for Hammaker. And Landestoy, I think, was lucky to get his bat on that ball. A breaking pitch down and in the first inning, and Landestoy was able to chop it inside third for a double. Candy Maldonado, the batter, has seen limited action thus far this year. Great season at Albuquerque last year. There's a strike. In tennis, this would be called pace. Hammaker mixing up his pitches. And he's certainly, thus far, he's had the Dodgers off balance. Last year at Albuquerque, Maldonado had 24 home runs, 96 runs batted in. 0-2. Marshall at first, a leadoff walk. And then Hammaker proceeded to strike out Yeager and strike out Renicky. Giants lead 3-0 on Milt May's 3-run home run in the top of the second. 0-2 pitch. Fastball. Check swing. Foul ball into the Giants dugout. Still 0-2. Hammaker throws a fastball. He throws a fastball that tails away from right-hand batters. He has 3 or 4 different speeds on his curveball. Good slider. A most impressive young pitcher. 0-2. Broken bat. Blooper back over the mound, and they're not going to get anybody. Right, there's a collision at second base, and Marshall is tagged out. And Tommy Lasorda is out of the dugout in a hurry. Marshall and Kuiper are down. Marshall ran into Kuiper, and a little broken bat looper over the mound. Hammaker tried to field it on the fly, could not. And he waited for Kuiper to get to the ball, and then he realized that Kuiper and Marshall were down, and Kuiper was not going to get there. And so Atlee simply picked up the ball, ran to Marshall, and tagged him. And now you see the scene at second base. Trainers and managers for both teams are out there. Watch it again. Good pitch in on the fist. Maldonado broke his bat. Little looper just out of the reach. Now watch Marshall go into Kuiper. Kuiper's coming in to make the play, and Marshall nails him. And now Hammaker, who had been waiting for Kuiper to make the play, realizes that Marshall is down, and he simply picked up the ball and tagged him. I hope nobody's seriously injured, but a freak play. Kuiper heading for the ball. Kuiper coming for the ball and running right in front of Marshall. Watch this now. And it looked as though neither saw the other, and they both go down in a heap. And now Hammaker goes after the ball, runs over, and tags Marshall out. A freak play. The putout goes 1 unassisted. The Dodgers are out here in the bottom of the second inning, and a couple of players may be out too. Marshall, well, now they're helping him up. We can't see Kuiper. Marshall is about, well, I'd guess 70 pounds heavier than Kuiper and about a foot taller. He appears to be all right. We'll give you the totals for the inning. The Dodgers, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. There was a walk. Marshall gets a hand as he is led off the field. And they're bringing a stretcher out for Duane Kuiper. Now, this is our first look at Duane. It appears to be his right leg. That's Giants trainer Perry Archibald. And that's co-trainer Gary Iacini, who came out with the stretcher. And Kuiper's right leg obviously is injured. And we'll have to wait and find out how seriously. Well, now it looks as though they may be working on his left leg. It obviously was his left side that was run into by Mike Marshall. It's the responsibility of the base runner to avoid the fielder, and Marshall did not. Kuiper was coming in to make the play to see what he could do with that little looper. He's being carried off now by the 2 trainers and Champ Summers. Who is that? Gary Lavelle? Looks like him. Kuiper looks to be in great pain. All right, we've played 2, and the Giants lead it 3-0.
Here's good news about Exxon gasoline. Now you have a choice of how...
Johnny has been on base as befits a leadoff hitter, and here's Darrell Evans. There's Monday. 2 homers last night. Wasn't in the lineup tonight as Tommy Lasorda wanted to get all right-hand hitters in there. Darrell Evans, the batter, didn't get a very good cut at a pitch from Welch his first time up when he tapped back to the mound. Darrell hitting .321. As soon as we find out anything about Duane Kuiper's condition, we will pass that along to you, of course.
You really have to hope, Hank, that it's not a re-injury of his right knee, which he hurt in 1980 and finished his season when he collided with Tom Paciorek at second base while turning a double play. They were working on the right leg, although it was the left side that was run into by Marshall. It may have twisted his leg.
Evans bunts the ball out of play and off into the Dodger dugout. Well, from where I was, I could not see the area of injury, but you almost have to wonder how you can get out of a collision with Mike Marshall and live to talk about it. A guy of that size who reminds one, I think, of a young Joe Adcock. All the players you might pick on this ball club that you wouldn't want to have run into you in a situation like that, it would be Marshall. Excuse me, Lemaster being run down. Russell has trouble getting it out of his glove, but finally Yeager, who alertly backed up the play, and we're going to have an argument. Here comes Frank Robinson. Take another look at this, and we'll see what they threw behind him. So Monday running him down. Now here comes Russell, and you'll see him have trouble getting the ball out of his glove. He missed it the first time. Now here's Yeager, who was blocking the bag without the ball.
The Master sure appeared to be back in ahead of the tag.
Well, they thought that registered with Frank Robinson as well, but it's going to go as a caught stealing.
It's almost a zip code put out like we had last night. 1362.
1362. 1 out, nobody on. Up high is Welsh with that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Like the way Yeager was blocking that bag. Evans fouls it straight back. Take another look. Now watch Lemaster's foot. Knocked Yeager's foot right off the bag, and Johnny's foot ended up on the bag. But Johnny ends up in the dugout, so it's all academic. And the pitch. Right field, sinking quickly, base hit. Maldonado does a good job to keep that from bouncing over his head, and Evans is on with a single.
Center fielder, Chili Davis.
So 3 hits for the Giants, who have taken advantage of an error and a walk in the second inning on Milt May's home run to right field to build up their 3-0 lead. Chili Davis, a strikeout victim, his first at bat. Up high with the first one. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, the Giants just this week acquired Wallace Johnson from the Montreal Expos, an infielder. And of course they have Joe Patini. They have Joel Youngblood. All of whom can play second base. 2 balls and no strikes, but the big concern is the condition of Kuiper. That's high, ball 3. Welsh is struggling, no question about it. Has not had the sharp control, and the Dodgers have their bullpen going. Joe Beckwith on the left of your screen. That's ball 4. Giant runners at first and second now. Evans at second, Davis at first. And here comes Jack Clark. And along with Clark, here comes Ron Peronowski. Welsh has walked his second batter of the evening.
Last time Peronowski paid a visit to the mound, two pitches later, May hit it out.
And I couldn't understand. Yeager was out there and Peronowski was out there. Of course, got a lot of time to talk about things, discuss things. Now
you're going to say exactly what I said.
Okay, Yeager goes back behind home plate, and now they can't agree on the pitch.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
That one baffled me. Here's Clark, tapped back to the mound in his first at bat. Giants 3 runs, 3 hits. The Dodgers no runs, 1 hit. We're in the top half of the 3rd inning. A frightening collision on the base paths in the 2nd inning, resulting in injury. Pitch to Clark, just missed outside.
Yeah, this is the pitch now.
The second one after the trip to the mound is the one that gets hit for the home run. I've seen a few when it's been the first pitch. Had a tough time living that one down. Clark fouls it back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, Lasorda came out in the midst of all of that, the injury and everybody else running out, and Lasorda was arguing that Kuiper had obstructed Marshall's path to second base. That ball is low, 2-1.
Base runner can't run over a fielder trying to make a play.
Had no choice. As soon as that ball got over Hammaker's head, Kuiper had to break in on it. Two and 1 to Clark. Runners lead in the dirt. 3-1. Well, the moment of decision may be here for Bob Welch right now, as there's a very good chance that this one could end up in the seats, the way he's struggling. Clark tried to put it there, but fouls it off. 3-2. There's the man who will ultimately make the decision with regard to Welch's stay on the mound, Tom Lasorda. Welch trying to fight back and get Clark here. Fouls it off again. Clark has homered in each of his last 3 games. And yesterday did more than just that. He had 3 hits in all. And has begun to swing the bat with more authority. You want a baseball? It's yours. You can just come right down here to Dodger Stadium. Fan came out of the stands in New York the other day, and they have a screen that extends from the backstop screen. It goes up to the, let's say, 2nd level of seats to protect people. This guy climbed down there just like Spider-Man. Got a few folks waiting for him. Got Clark on strikes. High fastball, and Clark strikes out. So Welsh got a big out right there. Just may give him a new lease on life. And the batter will be Jeff Leonard. Fellow came down, walked down the screen, got the ball. Everybody loved it except those 4 guys in the uniform with the badges on them who were waiting for Spider-Man when he got back up to his seat. Next place he's going to try to climb out. Not going to be so easy.
That's right.
Giants 3, Dodgers nothing. Top of the 3rd inning. Evans at second. Davis at first. 0-1 to Leonard. Jeff hit a ball to shortstop. Didn't look like it was that tough a play. Russell went over, tried to backhand the ball, and missed it. Time is called as Welsh does a complete turnaround on the mound. Leonard had stepped out just as Welsh was about to start his motion, or so it looked. 0-1 the count. That's up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yankees beat Oakland tonight 4-2. Seattle over Milwaukee 7-5. The White Sox down Texas 3-2, and Baltimore snapped their 7-game losing streak, beating Kansas City 7-4. Here at Dodger Stadium, 3-0 Giants. Evans at second, Davis at first, and the 1-1. Popped it up. Second base. That's Landestoy, and that is the final out of the inning. After 2.5, Giants 3, Dodgers nothing. Joel Youngblood has come into the ball game and has taken over at second base in place of the injured Duane Kuiper. The extent of his injury still not known to us as yet. Pitcher Bob Welch leads it off for the Dodgers, bottom of the third. Giants 3, Dodgers nothing. Comebacker grabbed by Hammaker. 1 away. Generally speaking, you might just as well go up there swinging against Hammaker because he's not going to give away too many. He did walk one tonight, and that indeed is a rarity for the young left-hander. 1 down, and that will bring up Rafael Landestoy.
Second baseman, Rafael
Landestoy will be 30 years old tomorrow. Began his career in the Dodger organization. Went on to Houston. In fact, he and Jeff Leonard went in the same deal to the Houston Astros. Leonard eventually coming to the Giants. Landestoy going to Cincinnati, and now back to Los Angeles. After the injury to Darrell Thomas, which put him on the disabled list, the Dodgers felt they needed some more help, and they got the versatile Landestoy, who can play several infield positions. Hammaker starts him out with a strike, and like Thomas, Landestoy is a switch hitter. Here's the 0-1. Just misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The word on Duane Kuiper, Hank, is not nearly as bad as had been feared. He has a severe contusion of the left shoulder and a very badly bruised right knee. Dr. Frank Jobe examined him, and they're not even going to take him for x-rays. He could be back as early as tomorrow, which is really good news because Kuiper has played very well at second base so far. And of course, you have to worry about that right knee, which is the one he injured 3 years ago and put him out for the rest of the season.
You also have to worry a little bit about tomorrow because a lot of times the next day presents a whole different set of circumstances.
True.
Fouled out of play, back into the seats. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
But I think if Frank Jobe says you're okay, I think you're probably all right.
Well, he's seen a few in his day.
Yes.
Giants baseball coming up tomorrow and Sunday as well. There's a drive foul down the right field line, so you'll be able to see the remaining games of this Giant Dodgers series. Had a good one last night. Hope you had a chance to see that ball game. Anytime you go down to the bottom of the 9th inning, and in order to nail it down, you face Guerrero, Brock, and Monday. You know it's not going to be easy. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Roll to second base. Youngblood on to first for the out. 2 away. So Joel Youngblood acquired in the offseason. Signed as a free agent by the Giants. Will play the outfield. Will play third and second base. The Giants have used him mostly at second base. Here's Bill Russell. 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd. That's in there for a strike. Breaking ball. A lot of the people in New York seem surprised that Youngblood has been playing as much second base as he has. That is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. while he was with the Mets. And that's the club with whom he's spent the bulk of his career. Youngblood, although he played various positions, expressed a much stronger preference for the outfield. Up high with a changeup, 2-1. But I can recall a game, and more than one actually, in New York, where Youngblood had played as many as 3 positions in the same game: right field, third base, and second base. And the 2-1. Lemaster picks it clean, throws, and got it. At least that's what Leonard says at first base. Manny Mota's not sure, and truthfully, I'm not either, but we'll take a look. Look at him scoop that ball up. He stumbles, has to regain his footing, and he just got him. Holy cow, that's close. After 3. Giants 3, Dodgers nothing. The report on Mike Marshall is that he suffered a bruised right jaw. Is there such a thing as a right jaw? Is that what it said up there? Did I read that correctly?
I think it did.
Is that right? I never thought about my jaw in those terms before. There's Tom O'Malley to lead it off.
Like a broken right nose.
Welsh gets the first one in at the knees for a strike. 0-1. Totals after 3. Giants 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors. The Dodgers no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. Low against a guy who throws as hard as Welsh. The Dodgers have left quite a bit of room in left center field for O'Malley, who has been known to hit the ball in that direction. Off-speed pitch is low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Take a look at that gap out there between Renicky in center and Baker in left. O'Malley lays off a pitch that he thought was very low, and it costs him a strike, and Tom steps out of the batter's box to look in amazement, thinking, I hope these guys realize I'm not a rookie anymore. Hits it in the air, left center field. Baker going over. He makes a diving catch. Dusty Baker, you'll see this again, makes a sensational catch as O'Malley saw that room out there, and that's where he tried to go. So Baker saves a little embarrassment with that sensational catch. Not for him, the embarrassment, but for those who set up that defense on O'Malley. 1 away, and here's Milt May. Great effort by Baker. Milt May, whose 3-run homer, stands as the difference in this ball game. Up high, the first pitch. May came out early and took some extra batting practice tonight before the ball game, and he certainly made it pay off. His first time at bat, he lifts a high foul ball that will be out of play in the seats along the third base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. May hit a high drive into the seats in the lower stands in right field. That's where his home run settled, just to the right of the Giants bullpen. 2-1 the count. 1 out here in the 4th inning. Lifted in the air. Back at third. Russell going over. Near the line, he makes the catch.
When you want the taste of a truly great beer, there's really only one. Tonight, let it be Lowenbrau.
With 2 outs here in the 4th inning, there's Joel Youngblood. This will be his first at bat tonight, having taken over for Kuiper. Duane had flied to right field in his only at bat. Welsh gets it in for a strike. Big cut by Youngblood. 0-2 the count. Welsh was on the ropes in the 3rd inning when the Giants had runners at first and second, and Clark at the plate with a 3-1 count, but Welsh fought back and struck him out. Misses with that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. and then got Leonard on a pop to second base to end the inning, and the threat along with it. 1-2 pitch. Back to the screen. Welsh 4-0 against the Giants last year. 11-1 lifetime. So those 3 runs the Giants got have got to be very precious to him right now, as Youngblood swings and misses strike 3, and that'll retire the side. After 3.5, the score, Giants 3, Dodgers nothing.
Master, reminding you about the Charlie Daniels concert at Candlestick Park on Memorial Day Monday, to be preceded by a ball game. Yeah!
Well, it's all coming up this Monday, Memorial Day. Candlestick Park, the Giants and the New York Mets get together at noon, and that'll be followed immediately by the Charlie Daniels Band. A great Memorial Day afternoon of entertainment and a great value, only $8.50 for the game and the concert. Remember, all seats for the concert will be good ones because the theater and the round setup will be in effect behind second base. So call right now for tickets. Area code 415-467-8000. Here's Dusty Baker to lead it off in the bottom of the 4th inning. Giants 3, Dodgers nothing. Atlee Hammaker up on the hill. Pitch comes in high, 1 ball and no strikes. When Hammaker struck out Baker in the 1st inning, there was a runner at 3rd and 1 out, and he got him with a pitch breaking down and in or below the knees. Breaking ball is low, 2 balls and no strikes.
We had a scoring change, Hank. The put out on Marshall is credited to Kuiper because Marshall was apparently called out for interference before Hammaker applied the tag.
Baker looks at a pitch that's inside, apparently. 3 balls and no strikes. Hammaker a little bit upset with that call by Lee Wire. All right, so we'll go back to the 2nd inning and make that a 4 unassisted for interference. And the 3-0 pitch, and that's in there for a strike. 3-1 the count. Hammaker has walked 1 tonight. In fact, that was Marshall to lead off the 2nd inning. From the Dodger dugout, the skipper. Baker up the middle, base hit. So Baker, who has had his first time at bat, evens the count with Hammaker by singling to open the inning, and here's Pedro Guerrero. Like Baker, Guerrero was a strikeout victim his first time at bat. Runner at 1st and nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Up high, 1 ball and no strikes. That will bring Herm Starrett, the Giants pitching coach, to the mound along with Darrell Evans and Milt May. So we'll have a conference. The fans don't seem to be taking too kindly to that. Starrett doesn't waste time getting to the mound and doesn't waste time once he gets there. And Herm says that's very much by design. He said pitcher doesn't like it to begin with when you come out. He's not happy. So why walk out there slowly and let everybody in the world know that you're going out there to try to help him out? Just get out there and say what you have to say. Might as well do it quickly. Half of them don't listen anyway. I'll tell you stories about that. That's a little bit high. 2 balls, no strikes. One thing that pitching coaches share in common are stories about guys and their responses when you go to the mound to try to talk to him. 2-0 pitch. Guerrero swings and bounces it up the middle. It's a base hit. Baker to second base. So the Dodgers mount a threat here in the 4th inning. Back-to-back singles by Baker and Guerrero. So on the 2-0 pitch, Guerrero pulled the ball. It was breaking toward the outside portion of the plate, and it just gets by Hammaker and through the middle. Rick Monday got into the ball game tonight because of the injury to Marshall. Following a 2-home run game yesterday by Monday. 20th time in his career that he has hit 2 homers in a ball game. He's up there now with a chance to tie it up. Curveball is up high. Activity begins down in the Giants bullpen. We're in the 4th inning. Hammaker knows he's in trouble as he looks around and sees Baker at second and Guerrero at first. Atlee working more slowly now with runners on base. That's low. 2 balls, no strikes. With Starrett having made 1 trip to the mound already, there cannot be another from the dugout without the removal of Hammaker. So Joel Youngblood, knowing that, comes in to try to settle down his young pitcher, and second base umpire Bob Davidson comes in to examine the baseball and now wants to throw it out of play. Interesting.
Yeah, very.
Fans responding to that. Well, who do you think he had his eye on? Youngblood, of course. Would be my guess. My. 2-0 the count to Monday. Low, ball 3.
Atlee looks like he's lost it all of a sudden.
Well, he's got a 3-0 lead. There's really no great need to panic at this point. But human nature being what it is, sometimes the pitcher changes his motion subconsciously, tries to direct the ball instead of throw it. That's in there for a strike. 3-1 the count. Situation like that sometimes works to the benefit of the hitter. When you get that 3-0 pitch in there. Because now he figures to get a pitch that will be just as good and he'll be turned loose. But that wasn't as good, and the bases are loaded. Frank Robinson not about to make a move at this moment.
That's the first time this year, Hank, that Hammaker has issued more than 1 unintentional pass in a game.
And it has contributed to this hole in which he finds himself right now. Bases loaded, nobody out, and Yeager at the plate. Lemaster to Youngblood to Evans. A run scores, but the Giants get the double play. So Baker crosses the plate, but the Giants will gladly give up the 1 to get 2 here as Lemaster goes to Youngblood and on to first. So no RBI. It's simply a double play. 6-4-3. Guerrero moves to third, and with 2 out, here's Renicky. Hammaker wants the signs again from Milton. That's inside and low. 1 ball, no strikes. The extent to which this is a successful inning for Hammaker is determined by whether he can keep Guerrero from scoring. 1 ball and 1 strike. If he gets out of it with just the 1 run, he's done all right. And even his statistics suggest that he's allowed to give up 1 run a game. Strike to Renicky on the outside portion of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Atlee came into the game with an earned run average of 1.07. And most of the 07 is standing at third base right now. The 1 has already crossed. There's the 07. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curve, got him. Side retired, and Hammaker does all right. He got out of that jam cheaply enough. 1 run for the Dodgers, and after 4, Giants 3, Dodgers 1.
Top of the 5th inning. Atlee Hammaker will lead off for the Giants. He'll be followed by Johnny Lemaster and then Darrell Evans. Giants lead at 3-1. Teams even in hits at 3 apiece. One costly error for the Dodgers led to an unearned run. Hammaker bounced to second, his previous at bat in the 2nd inning. Welch looks as though he may be over the hump. He had a rocky 2nd and a rocky start to the 3rd, but he's retired the last 5 batters, striking out 2 of them, getting 2 others on pop-ups. Tom O'Malley, the only Giant, has hit the ball hard over that span, robbed of extra bases by Dusty Baker. A great diving catch in left center field. 0-2 the count to Hammaker. Giants threatened in the 3rd. Johnny Lemaster a leadoff single, but he was picked off on a questionable call by first base umpire Dutch Leonard. Lemaster, Hammaker out of the way in a hurry. 1-2. And Evans followed with a single. Davis walked, but Clark struck out, and Leonard popped out. Struck him out. 5th strikeout for Welch. 1 gone here, and Johnny Lemaster will be the batter. Well, now they've changed their mind. We were told earlier that Kuiper was not even going to be x-rayed, but now we understand that he has been taken to the hospital for precautionary x-rays, not of his knee, which is good news, but of his left shoulder, which is bad news. Lemaster 1 for 2, hitting .287, and playing as good a shortstop over the last 7 weeks as I have ever seen. So if you're going to vote on the All-Star ballot, write in the name of Johnny Lemaster. There is no shortstop in the National League who is playing any better. You might want to write in Darrell Evans, too. He's having a pretty fair season. Off the fist into short left. Russell drifts back on the outfield grass, and there are 2 away. And that will bring up the aforementioned Darrell Evans.
First baseman.
Bounced back to the mound in the 1st, single to right in the 3rd. Start of the evening's play, he was 4th in the National League in hitting. And .324, he's now hitting .326. Well, Madlock leads the league at .336. Bruce Benedict of the Braves, .333. Lonnie Smith of the Cardinals, .325. Foul down toward the photographer's booth. 0-1. Over the first part of this streak, Lemaster, Evans, and Davis carried the Giants in the first 3 spots in the batting order. And now Clark and Leonard have started to hit. Milt May, a 3-run home run tonight. 1-1 pitch. Foul back, 1-2. Evans had a good cut at that, just missed it. He's a little angry with himself. That was a good pitch to hit. Fastball up. Drilled into right field. That's a base hit. Maldonado over to cut it off. Evans will take the turn and hold it first with a single. Looked like pretty much the same pitch. And that time Evans got it. Darrell's 2nd hit of the night. Hit number 4 for
Center
the Giants.
fielder,
He's
Chili
at first
Davis.
with 2 away, and that'll bring up Chili Davis. Chili's in a slump. He's hitless in 5 trips. He walked his last time up. But hitless in 5 trips, he struck out twice and hit into a double play in this series. Chili may be pressing a little bit before the home folks. He had a long pass list tonight. Friends and relatives from Southern California, where Chili grew up after coming here from Jamaica. 1 ball, no strikes. The Giant center fielder. Davis and Jack Clark are the only Giants on the All-Star ballot. One and 1. Missed outside. 2-1. Milt May's 3-run home run in the second inning. The Dodgers got a single run in the bottom of the fourth. They loaded the bases with nobody out. And Yeager hit into a double play. That scored 1 run. And then Roenicke struck out to end the inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. They're at the top of the 5th. Three and 2. Evans will be going. With the 2 walks tonight, the Giants have now drawn 174 bases on balls. That leads the National League. Ball 4. Davis draws his 2nd consecutive base on balls. Runners at first and second now. And that will bring up Jack Clark.
Jack Clark.
Clark has bounced back to the mound and struck out. Jack up in a similar situation in the 3rd inning with 2 on, only 1 out that time when he struck out. But he had a couple of good rips. Pops it back toward the screen. That'll get back in the seats. Yeager gives chase, but it's in the 2nd row. That's only about 5 seats away from Giants Vice President Corey Bush. In fact, it was right on the aisle, across from which Corey and the rest of the Giants party are sitting. Corey and Joan Haller, Tom Haller. Foul back. Clark is just missing. He's getting good swings. And he's just getting a piece of the ball and fouling it back. Nothing in 2. Evans away from second. Chili Davis away from first. Foul back again. I think Welch made that 0-2 pitch a little better than he intended. And Clark had another good rip. If Jack is going to keep his home run streak alive, this would be a good time to do it from the Giants' standpoint. He's homered in 3 consecutive games. Outfield plays Clark around toward left and very deep. Baker very close to the line. There's a big gap in left center. Struck him out again. Twice Clark has struck out with 2 on. Strikeout number 6 for Welch here in the 5th inning. The Giants don't score. They had 1 hit. No Dodger errors, and 2 left. We've played 4 1/2. We're halfway through this one, and the Giants lead it 3-1. This will be a very critical inning, the bottom of the 5th inning for Atlee Hammaker. Of course, he needs to go 5 to get the victory, but more importantly, from the Giants' standpoint, Hammaker looked as though he had lost it all at once in the bottom of the 4th inning when the Dodgers got back-to-back base hits, and then for the first time this season, Hammaker issued a 2nd walk. Unintentional walk in the game. The Dodgers loaded the bases with nobody out, and Hammaker was high with everything. He looked as though he was pushing the ball toward the plate. But then after several visits to the mound, first by pitching coach Herm Starrett, then by Joel Youngblood, then by Darrell Evans, Hammaker got Yeager to hit into a double play and struck out Roenicke. So this will be a very important inning for Atlee Hammaker. This is Candy Maldonado to lead off the Dodger 5th. Takes a fastball high, 1-0. It was Maldonado hit the little broken bat looper over the mound that preceded the collision, the jarring collision between Giants second baseman Duane Kuiper and Dodger first baseman and base runner Mike Marshall. There's a strike, 1-1. Both left the game. Marshall suffered a bruised right jaw. Kuiper a bruised left shoulder and a bruised right knee. We understand now that he has been taken to the hospital for precautionary x-rays, although we've been told earlier that that would not be necessary. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Maldonado. Bob Welch is on deck. No activity down in the Dodger pen. So apparently Welch will bat for himself. 1-2. Struck him out.
Home Savings of America, the nation's largest savings and loan with assets over $16 billion.
Sixth strikeout for Hammaker. Bob Welch will come to the plate, bounce back to the mound in the third inning. Atlee has struck out 6 and walked 2. Bounded to short. Lemaster has it on 2 big hops. Whips the throw across. Evans picks it out of the dirt. And there are 2 away. Johnny Lemaster. If Ozzie Smith is the wizard, we're going to have to think of a nickname for Johnny Lemaster. Top of the order now, Rafael Landestoy. Taking his time coming to the plate, Bob Welch, the previous batter,
Second baseman,
just now
Rafael
getting back
Landestoy.
to the Dodger dugout. So Landestoy giving Welch a breather. Rafael has 1 of the 3 hits off Atlee Hammaker, a doubled on the left field line in the first, grounded to second in the third. Hammaker back off the mound. He's done that a number of times tonight. Looped into short right. That's a base hit. Falls in front of Chili Davis. Landestoy not hitting the ball very hard tonight, but he has 2 of the Dodgers' 4 hits. Chopper inside the bag in the first, and the looper into right center field here in the 5th. Bill Russell, the batter. Russell sacrificed in the first inning and was robbed of an infield single by Johnny Lemaster in the third. Breaking pitch misses low, 1-0. Russell sat out last night's game. He's hitting .257 at the moment. Russell, the only remaining member of what most baseball fans think of as the Dodger infield. Davey Lopes traded to the A's year before last. Ron Say tried to check his swing, could not. 1-1. Say traded to the Cubs before the start of this season, and Steve Garvey lost to free agency. And you wonder how long Russell will be around with Dave Anderson pushing him. 1-1 pitch. Laid off. Appeal to first base umpire Dutch Leonard. He says no. Dutch is great. You don't have to guess at his calls. When he's behind the plate, you can hear him at least a half mile away. Two-1 pitch. Off-speed pitch is chopped into the hole. Lemaster has it, goes across, and gets in. Dodgers gone here in the 5th. No runs, 1 hit. No Giants errors, and demand left. We've played 5. Giants lead it 3-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, become a...
We'll get you. We're gonna pull you down.
They hacked an empire out of the wilderness with sheer guts. And now to keep it, they fight sabotage and face a whole town's hatred. Starring Henry Fonda, Paul Newman, and Richard Jacob.
Ain't gonna let this old river up and drown me, are you? You want to see me crash?
Gaffigan for the Giants against Fernando Valenzuela, who can beat everybody in the league except the Giants. He has lost 6 in a row to San Francisco. He'll be trying to break that string. And then on Sunday, Mike Krukow, who in his last 3 starts has been nothing short of brilliant, will go against Alejandro Pena, whom the Dodgers tried to trade during the offseason to Texas in that Jim Sundberg deal, and could not. And are they ever happy about that? Chopper into the hole. Russell has it. Bounce off his glove, and that's going to be his second error of the night. Leonard safe on Russell's error in the second. Oh, that's a base hit. Okay.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you've always wanted in a beer, and less.
I never cease to be amazed at the scoring here in Dodger Stadium. Now, that ball was hit a lot harder than the first one. which meant that Russell was going to have a lot more time to throw Leonard out if he could have fielded the ball cleanly. It was also a much easier play because the ball was up, whereas the other one was much closer to the ground. In the previous one, in the second inning, it was going to be touch and go as to whether he was going to throw Leonard out at first base. That one, I think he would have thrown him out easily if he'd been able to come up with the ball. But so what? Maybe the scorer decided to even it up. At any rate, Leonard credited with an infield single, the 5th hit of the Giants, for the Giants. Atlanta lost again today to the Cubbies, 8-6. So the Giants could move to within 4 of second place Atlanta. And they'll go into Atlanta Fulton County Stadium on their next road trip. They'll play Houston and Atlanta. 6 games, we'll televise 4 of them. Stay tuned for details. Wells worried about Leonard, and well, he should be. Jeff's a very good base runner. O'Malley walked and was robbed of a double by Dusty Baker. That was, well, we've seen a lot of good defensive play. That was plays in this series. That was certainly as good as any. Diving catch by Baker. Talking about Pena, he has a record of 5 wins, 1 loss, an ERA of 1.91. He's been outstanding as a starter. Tommy Lasorda was a little concerned before the season started, for good reason. Bert Hooton coming off an off year, and he wondered who his 5th starter would be. Pitch out on a 1-0 count. And now Welch is behind O'Malley 2-0. He knew he had Royce and Welch and Valenzuela, but he didn't know who the other 2 would be. They hoped Hooton would come around, and he pitched very well his last outing. But there were a number of candidates for that 5th starter's job. That was close, including Pena and then Dave Stewart. Stewart has been invaluable out of the bullpen. He and Howe have been nothing short of exceptional coming in from the pen. That one gets away. Leonard is up. He will go to second base. So Wells threw over to first one time too often. Leonard's around second. He's going to go to third. Here's Monday's throw. Not in time. Heads up base running by Jeff Leonard. Rick Monday ran that ball down up the right field line. Leonard never hesitated rounding second. And the main reason he didn't hesitate rounding second, watch him throw it away. Monday doesn't play a lot of first base. That ball did not appear to be that hard to handle. And now Monday runs it down and then hops 3 times. And Leonard in at third base, ahead of the tag by Pedro Guerrero. Let me tell you why Leonard took that big turn around second base. Because that's drilled to right field, base hit. Leonard will walk in to score, and the Giants lead 4-1. I don't mean to sound pedantic, but it may not have shown on your screen. Second baseman Rafael Landestoy had joined Monday in running down the baseball, which had gone up the right field line, so there was nobody covering second base. Tommy Lasorda is out of the Dodger dugout. Leonard knew that he could take a big turn at second base and then let third base coach Danny Ozark make the decision as to whether he should come on. And if Ozark gave him the stop sign, Leonard could have gone back to second base easily because nobody was covering. But Leonard took the big turn at second, got the come on from third base coach Danny Ozark, and was in at third base. And it got the Giants a run. That's all for Wells. Tommy Lasorda has already signaled for the left-hander, who is... Oh, I thought he made a signal with his left hand. But Niedenfuhr's coming in. Niedenfuhr worked in last night's game. I guess there wasn't a left-hander down there, and third base umpire Eddie Montague motioned for the one on the left. That's right. Okay, that's Niedenfuhr. So Niedenfuhr comes on. The Giants lead by a score of 4-1. An infield single by Jeff Leonard. And Wells threw over to first base at least a half dozen times and finally threw it away. Leonard, with some heads-up base running, went on to third base and scored on Tom O'Malley's sharp single to right. Leonard now has an 8-game hitting streak, which equals his career high back in 1982. Back in 1982, last season. Giants lead by a score of 4-1. Tom Niedenfuer is the new pitcher. He worked in last night's game, pitched the top of the 9th inning for the Dodgers, and retired the side in order.
Your attention, please.
Niedenfuer, the long relief man. This is his 13th appearance, all in relief. He's worked 18 1/3 innings, allowed 11 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, has struck out 11, and walked 3. Aha, okay. They had originally charged the error to pitcher Bob Welch on that errant pickoff throw at first. And I said at the time that the throw didn't look all that difficult to handle. Well, as it turns out, it wasn't. The official scorer has changed his mind, and the error is now charged to first baseman Rick Monday. And that is as it should be. Don't forget, we're here Saturday and Sunday, 1 o'clock game time on both of those days. To finish up on Niedenfuer, his record is now 2 wins, no losses, an ERA of 1.96. And he also has 1 save. So if you're scoring, make that change. The error charged to the first baseman Monday, not the pitcher Bob Welch. As of the moment, that makes the run unearned. But of course, you have to wait and see what happens from this point on. Tom O'Malley, the base runner at first. Milt May, the batter. Milt May, a 3-run home run in the 2nd inning.
Catcher,
high fly ball. About 15 feet fair, 2 rows deep into the right field seats. Milt popped to short in the 4th inning. Niedenfuer ran that away from Milt. 1-0. Reds beat the Pirates today 9-2. Atlanta losing to Chicago 8-6. Montreal over the Phillies 7-4. And St. Louis and Houston are now in the 14th inning, tied at 1-all. Foul back, 1-1. Giants might be thinking about hitting and running in this situation with 2 players here who are not blessed with Carl Lewis speed. Tom O'Malley, the runner at first, Milt May, the batter. 1-1 pitch. May bunts. Good bunt. Left side. Niedenfuer will have to go to first and gets him by a step. Good bunt by Milt May to the left side. Put out goes 1-3 on the sacrifice. O'Malley advances to second, and that'll bring up Joel Youngblood. Youngblood replaced Duane Kuiper in the 3rd inning after the collision between Kuiper and Marshall, and has struck out in his only appearance. If you joined us late, Milt May hit a 3-run home run in the 2nd inning. The Kuiper-Marshall collision occurred in the 2nd. Both players had to leave the game, although the word we got, neither seriously injured. Fly ball to center field deep. Renicky is way back, and that is gone. Home run by Joel Youngblood. A 2-run home run by Joel Youngblood, his first of the season, to almost straightaway center field. Youngblood is not noted for his power, but he got all of that one and hit it about 415 feet, well into the pavilion, just above the 395-foot sign. Watch this. Well, Niedenfuer supplied most of the power for that, and Youngblood nailed it. Renicky was playing very shallow. He just goes back to the warning track and watches it sail into the 4th row. Above the 395-foot sign, a long home run by Joel Youngblood. That was about 50 feet farther, at least, than Milt May's was. So the Giants lead 6-1, and that brings up Atlee Hammaker. Popped up, right side. Monday just in foul territory, makes the catch, and there are 2 away. Youngblood doubled his RBI total for the season with that swat. He had 2, now he has 4. Johnny Lemaster, the batter, struck out, single, popped up. That makes the run Leonard scored earned. Lemaster checks his swing on a slider. It misses low and away, 1-0. Quite a few Giants fans here tonight. That home run by Youngblood was greeted by quite a round of applause. Popped up left side, foul territory. Guerrero gives chase, but it'll be back in the seats. And I guess when you're playing well, everything goes in your favor. Youngblood didn't start the game because the right-hander Bob Welch started, but Kuiper injured. Youngblood came in. Niedenfuer, who if anything throws even harder than Welch, and Youngblood hits it out. Mentioned that Joel is not noted for his power, although back in 1979 he had 16 home runs for the Mets. He had 3 last year while he was with New York, none in Montreal. 4 the season before. So except for that one 16 home run season, Youngblood hasn't hit all that many. 2-2 pitch to Lemaster. Yanked foul into the seats. Trying to get back maybe in the 3rd deck. No, just short. 2nd. Count remains 2-2. Leadoff infield single by Jeff Leonard off the glove of Bill Russell. Went all the way to 3rd when Rick Monday could not handle Welch's pickoff throw at 1st. Off-speed pitch is bounced into the hole. You don't fool Johnny Lemaster. Pretty good changeup by Niedenfuer, but Lemaster waited, and he was right on it. 2nd hit of the game for Lemaster. 8th for the Giants. That'll bring up Darrell Evans. With Leonard at 3rd with nobody out, O'Malley singled sharply to right, scoring Leonard. May sacrificed O'Malley to 2nd. And Youngblood hit his first home run of the season into the center field seats. Evans is 2 for 3. He's hitting .331. Let's pop foul back into the seats. So depending on what Madlock, Benedict, and Lonnie Smith have done tonight, Evans could well be leading the league by tomorrow morning. That misses inside. 1-1. Pirates only got 3 hits against Cincinnati. Line into right field. That's a base hit in front of Candy Maldonado. Lemaster holds at 2nd. Giants have runners at 1st and 2nd now with 2 men out. And that'll bring up Chili Davis, and the natives are getting restless. 3rd hit of the night for Darrell Evans.
Center fielder
Davis has struck out and walked twice. First pitch to Davis is a called strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Bob Welch may not lose tonight's game, but he will not get his 12th victory against the Giants tonight. He left trailing 4-1. It's now 6-1. That's inside, 1-1. Lemaster at 2nd, Evans at 1st, both good base runners. And Chili looking for his first hit of the night. Niedenfuer has certainly been no mystery to the Giants. 2-run home run by Youngblood, back-to-back singles by Lemaster and Evans. Oh, that's just missed somewhere. 2-1. Charles Davis. Two-1 pitch. Popped up. Niedenfuer is going to get out of it. Russell. And the Giants are gone here in the 6th inning, but they come up with 3 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. No 1 Dodger error and 2 left. We've played 5.5. Giants lead it 6-1.
Hi.
Giants leading 6-1. The Dodgers have managed just 1 run and 4 hits off Atlee Hammaker through the first 5 innings. We'll send up Dusty Baker. Pedro Guerrero, and Rick Monday. Dusty's 1 for 2 tonight. Singled in the 4th, later scored the only Dodger run of the night. But it came on a double play when it looked as though Hammaker might be about finished. Dodgers loaded the bases with nobody out, but Hammaker got out of it with only that 1 run being scored. Off-speed pitch, broken bat looper behind second. Youngblood makes a great stop, but can't hold on to the ball. Dusty's bat broke in half. And Youngblood made an outstanding effort to get to the ball. Watch Dusty's bat shatter right in half. He lays down the short half at the plate. Good play by Youngblood, but then he lost the handle trying to get out of his glove. Baker has his 2nd base hit of the night, and that'll bring up Pedro Guerrero. Guerrero is 1 for 2. 1 for 6 in the series. Dusty singled his last time up in the 4th inning. His and Baker's hits in that inning really the only balls that have been hit hard off Hammaker all night long. 3 other base hits were of the pussycat variety. The 2 by Landestoy and that one by Baker. One pitch. 2-1. Nobody up in the Giants bullpen. Giants with a 5-run lead, and they'll let Atlee go a ways. 2-1. Line down the right field line, fair ball. That's in the corner. Baker is around second. Clark plays the carom perfectly, and Baker will hold at third. Guerrero in at second with a double. That ball was nailed. Baker was going to try to score if Clark had not played the carom so well. Watch this. That is very tricky in the corners here in Dodger Stadium. The fence there is curved, and the ball comes off at some funny angles sometimes.
First baseman,
Clark
Rick Monday.
up and throwing in a hurry to the cutoff man, Joel Youngblood. Dodgers have runners at second and third with nobody out, and that'll bring up Rick Monday. Came into the game in the 3rd inning for Mike Marshall after the collision between Marshall and Kuiper, and walked his only time up. Hit 2 home runs last night. He could put the Dodgers back in this in a hurry, and now we have activity in the Giants bullpen. Misses low and away, 1-0. Whoever the Giants pitcher is warming up is out of our vantage point, beyond it. 6th inning, I would guess what? Maybe Rennie Martin, could be Jim Barr. Probably Barr. There's a good slider over the outside corner, 1-1. Just missed. 2-1. And that would be good. That would even things up. If Barr were to come into the game, Robinson could take the ball from Hammaker and then wait for Jim to get close and flip it to him. And then we'd all be even, and everything would be forgotten. Hammaker in a jam. 2-1 pitch. Line off Hammaker's glove. Youngblood is there to get the carom and throw him out. Baker scores, but the Giants get a big out. That ball was headed for center field in base hit territory. He was going to score 2, and the Dodgers were going to have a man at first, still with nobody out. But Hammaker managed to deflect it, keep it from going through. Watch it again. This, as they say, had base hit written all over it, but Hammaker got a glove on it, deflected it right to Youngblood. And Joel throws out Monday. Put out goes 1-4-3. Run batted in for Monday. It's a 6-2 ball game. Guerrero advances to third, and that brings up Steve Yeager. Hammaker's quick reflexes saved all kinds of trouble on that ball. 1-0 the count to Yeager. Hammaker's getting behind now, just as he was doing back in the 4th inning. Now, that is not characteristic of the way Hammaker has pitched this year. Line, left field, base hit. Guerrero comes on to score. 6-3 ball game. And it is time for concern in the Giants dugout. Ron Renicky will be the batter. They're obviously going to let Hammaker pitch to Renicky because he struck him out twice tonight on off-speed pitches. Frank Robinson, calm of demeanor, but perhaps seething inside. Renicky bluffs the bunt, takes high for a ball, 1-0. Once again, Hammaker's behind. Infield single by Baker, double into the right field corner by Guerrero. Infield out by Rick Monday, which might well have been a base hit, and a sharp single to left by Yeager. So Atlee's not fooling him here in the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 the count. And Robinson is out of the dugout now. It is Robinson who makes the pitching changes, and he may be about ready to do just that. I think he thought, well, Hammaker has... Renicky has been overmatched tonight against Hammaker. And I think probably Frank thought, well, let's see what happens. But he's missed on the first 2 pitches, both up high. He's behind on the count, 2-0. And when you have a 5-run lead, as Hammaker did to start the inning, a 3-run lead, as he does now, you have to throw strikes. Robinson will stay with Hammaker, at least for the nonce. And Atlee will try to battle back from a 2-0 count. Hammaker snaps his glove in disgust as he takes the return throw from catcher Milt May. This is really not the Atlee Hammaker we have seen this year. 3-0 pitch, fastball poured in over the outside corner, 3-1. Hammaker has been pitching from behind tonight probably more often than he has his previous 8 starts combined. 3-1 pitch. That's a strike, 3-2. Dodgers might send Yeager on this pitch, even though there's only 1 out, because Yeager is not all that quick, and that would lessen the possibility of the Giants turning the double play. 3-2 pitch. Yeager does not go, and Renicky strikes out for the 3rd time. So far tonight, Hammaker has been able to reach back and get it when he needed it, and he needed that one.
Maldonado
Fell behind 3-0. Renicky took 2 called strikes and then struck out. Candy Maldonado, the batter. Fielder's choice in the 2nd. And he struck out in the 5th. Hammaker has now struck out 7. Candy lifts it to right. Clark is over near the line. Plenty of time to get there. And the Dodgers are gone here in the 6th inning, but they come up with 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no Giants errors and a man left. We played 6 full. Giants lead 6-3. We go to the 7th inning. Giants up 6-3. And for more play-by-play, once again, here's Hank.
Thank you, Gary. Jack Clark will try his luck with Tom Niedenfuer here in the 7th inning. Jack was 0 for 3 against the departed Bob Welch. Breaking ball in for a strike. 0-1. Giants have 9 hits. including the home runs by Milt May and Joel Youngblood. That's outside. Edenfuhr, part of that hard-throwing Dodger bullpen that includes the likes of Dave Stewart, Joe Beckwith. There's a smash. Wow, holy cow. That one may not come down till tomorrow. It's in the upper stands, deep left field. Look at that. A thing of beauty. But when all is said and done, it's strike 2. And it's not bothering Edenfuhr a bit. That will bother him. Base hit for Clark.
Left fielder, Jeff Leonard.
Toyota reminds you it's a good feeling to buckle up for safety.
So with a runner at first base, here's Jeff Leonard. Base hit last inning. And it was that battle between Leonard and Welsh that probably did more to finish Welsh than anything. After Jeff reached first base, and Welsh, in his persistent attempts to get Leonard, finally threw one away. And it just wore Welsh right down. After he tried to wear Leonard down, Jeff had to call timeout on one occasion to regroup. But ultimately, after Welsh threw it away, he lost his concentration and just laid a 2-0 pitch into O'Malley, and that was it. On that play we were talking about, in which Leonard was able to go to third, the error was charged to Rick Monday, the first baseman. Foul back to the screen. But on both occasions tonight, the occasions of the 2 Dodger errors, the Giants have benefited tremendously, as they did last night when the Dodgers made a couple of errors. So the Giants in the last 3 ball games have seen the opposition make 9 errors. The Mets made 5 Wednesday afternoon in New York. Down the right field line, it's going to be a long run, and nobody's going to get to it. It's a foul ball landing in the warning track. Part of the large crowd here at Dodger Stadium this evening. There'll be a duplication tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow's, in fact, sold out. Quite a few empty seats, but that doesn't mean they're not sold. And the 1-2. Leonard fouls it back. In this ballpark, if you see patches of orange or blue or yellow in those seats, they may be empty, but the money's in the till. A good chance. Clark at first, nobody out. Little looper back at first. Clark goes halfway to second. He's going to wait and see what happens. It drops. Now he's got to make the rest of the journey. He'll go into second base, and Leonard is on at first. That'll be scored as a hit for Leonard. So Jeff, who had equaled his career high earlier by hitting in his 8th straight game, now has another hit. Let's take another look at this little looper back of first base. As Landestoy comes over and, whoops, doesn't quite get to it. He had a long run. And Clark had a difficult decision to make there. That he played it right. He went partway to second base. And then shifted into overdrive when he saw that ball drop. So the runners at first and second. O'Malley bunts. Foul ball. Lee Wire could whisper very gently into the ear of Steve Yeager right there. Yeager was doing his best to try to keep that ball in fair territory. Good try, Steve. Boy, you don't think he's going to be a little worn out before long? He's the only catcher they have right now. Even though young Dave Sachs is on the roster. But his shoulder's bad. He can't throw. Mike Scioscia's on the disabled list. Jose Morales, I think, in a pinch, might be able to. Pitches up high.
And their other catcher, Darrell Thomas, is also on the disabled list.
He's on the disabled list. Before the game, Yeager was saying he caught all 15 innings of a recent ball game up in Montreal. O'Malley bunts, good bunt. Niedenfuhr's got to chase it down and flips to the stretching Monday for the out as O'Malley goes flying into a tumble, and he looks like he's hurt. O'Malley either tripped over the bag or tripped over Monday, and he is hurt. Well, you can see him grimacing. O'Malley's sacrifice bunt advances Clark and Leonard. And see if we can find out exactly what happened. Good bunt. Niedenfuhr knew he was in a little bit of trouble and just flipped it. And you see Monday go up the ladder, and O'Malley's right there. It was after he crossed the bag. O'Malley is walking off the field, and apparently, at least for the time being, is all right. Let's take another look at this. And now Monday is up in the air. O'Malley has crossed the bag. Monday's trying to turn out of the way. Is
Catcher, Milt May.
tell if his bare hand, if he hooked arms with O'Malley going by or what. The Giants have runners at second and third, and they're not going to pitch to Milt May with first base open. So they'll load the bases, and Joel Youngblood, who homered his last time up, is waiting on deck. Giants now have 11 hits, and 5 of them have come off Niedenfuhr, who came into pitch last inning.
A couple of interesting scores, Hank, as they complete the intentional pass. Eric Shaw pitched a 2-hit shutout for the Padres against the Mets. San Diego won 4-0. And St. Louis and Houston are now in the 17th inning with the score tied at 1-0.
Second baseman, Joel Youngblood.
17th inning. Then they're playing where? In Houston tonight or in St. Louis?
In Houston.
In Houston. 9 innings in that place is bad enough. I'd rather go through what we went through in St. Louis that Friday night when we sat there till 2 in the morning than to go through 9 innings in that Astrodome. That is a depressing place. Here's the pitch to Youngblood, and it's outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Joel hit his first homer as a Giant. Last time up. Bases loaded. Fouled back. That will be out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Wasn't so bad when Houston was challenging for the Western Division title, and there were some people there. But last year, and I'm sure that it's the same this year, when there are only 6,000 or 7,000 people in that cavernous edifice, you're right, it's very depressing.
The Giants are everywhere. There's no more room out there on the bases. Clark at third, Leonard at second, May at first. 1-1 to Youngblood. 1 out. Fastball is inside. 2-1. You know, you have that. It's such a non-baseball like atmosphere there. That could get the Dodgers out of the inning. Russell, Landestoy, Monday, double play. So the Dodgers get out of it, and the Giants fail to score here in the 7th inning after 6.5. It remains Giants 6, Dodgers 3.
The 4-wheel drive decathlon. 10 reasons Toyota is the best-selling import 4x4 in America. This Toyota takes on hills, trails.
Well, coming up, a big baseball weekend at Candlestick Park when the Montreal Expos come to town next Thursday night. 4 games in all, Thursday and Friday nights, Saturday and Sunday afternoons. The Giants and the Expos. Hope you'll order tickets now by calling area code 415-467-8000. Dave Bergman is coming to the ball game and takes over at first base. Darrell Evans will move from first to third as Tom O'Malley comes out of the ball game.
Number 41,
So Evans
now playing first base,
moves to third, and Bergman takes over at first and will bat sixth in the order. There's Evans, who, contrary to what you may be led to believe, has not changed his name. And here's Dave Bergman.
Your attention, please. Now batting for the pitcher, Pure.
Dodgers are going to pinch hit
Dave Sachs.
as Dave Sachs, the catcher about whom we were speaking a short while ago, comes up to bat. Brother of Steve Sachs. And a breaking ball gets the outside corner. So two brothers on the same ball club at the same time. Here's the pitch, and Hammaker is down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nadenfuhr goes 2 innings, gives up 5 hits and 1 unearned run. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and Sachs rolls it slowly up the third baseline. Evans picks it up, has to hustle a throw to Bergman, who scoops it out of the dirt for the out. Boy, what a play at either end. Big swinging bunt by Sachs. And take a look at Evans, who just made the transition from first to third. And on the run, Evans in the dirt, and here's why Bergman came in the ballgame.
Second baseman, Rafael Landestoy.
Bailout throws like that. 1 out. Go to the top of the order for Rafael Landestoy.
Paid attendance tonight is 44,646.
44,646, the paid attendance here tonight. Total in the ballpark of 46,156. Watching the Giants and the Dodgers. Pitch is low to Landestoy. Giants 6, Dodgers 3. Down low again. 2 balls and no strikes. Fans here at Dodger Stadium haven't had lots of cheer about, so they're booing something in the stands as the pitch comes in for a strike.
It's the ball. You know, the beach ball.
Oh, is that what it is?
Stadium.
Okay. There it is. It's always a favorite pastime here at Dodger Stadium is to toss the beach ball through the stands. If you don't like the ball game, you can create one of your own. Well, at least you can't get too badly hurt with that. It's better than some objects I've seen thrown at ballparks. Fouled back into the seats. Rafael Landestoy. Back in a Dodger uniform. This was his original ball club, but he's made stops at Houston and Cincinnati en route back. Fouled into the seats. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Of the 13 games played so far on this road trip, the Giants have won 9 and lost 4. And this one and 2 others remain. Chopper to Evans. 2 away. So it didn't take Darrell long to get some action at third base since moving over there. The irony of that situation is that through the first 6 innings, I don't believe O'Malley, he had 1 throw on a sacrifice by Russell in the first inning. That was the only ball that was hit in his direction. Bill Russell takes a strike, 0-1, and Evans comes in and First 2 balls hit since he goes to third are hit to him. Breaking ball. Russell lays off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Situation like this, you really want to close out the inning by getting Russell here and keep anybody off base with Baker and Guerrero coming up. This one goes to Lemaster. And 3 ground balls finish off the Dodgers in the 7th after 7 full. It remains Giants 6, Dodgers 3.
It usually.
The Dodgers bring a new pitcher in to start the 8th inning. It is right-hander Joe Beckwith. He becomes the 3rd pitcher of the night after Bob Wells started, and later Tom Niedenfuer took over. So there's Beckwith. That is the story on him this year. Young fella who had problems, suffered from double vision, and required surgery, eye surgery, to correct that problem. That's not exactly what you'd like to have under any conditions, but especially if you're a pitcher, or worse yet, if you're the batter going up to face a pitcher who is plagued with that problem. Here in the 8th inning, he'll be facing Atlee Hammaker, and then the top of the order. Totals to this point, as you see, the Giants 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors. The Dodgers 3 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. Atlee Hammaker tonight in being touched for 3 runs. This marks the first time all season in which he has allowed more than 2 earned runs in 1 game. He came into the ball game with an ERA of 1.07, which was good enough to lead the National League in that category. Second was John Denny at 1.9 and 1.90, which is a healthy difference. And if Hammaker can pitch a complete game,
For the Giants, leading off.
although I will not attempt to figure this out, I'm going to leave that into the hands of those who do those things much more proficiently than I.
I'm just doing it, and I promise to do better than I did last time.
I never said a word.
I am adding the runs in this time. I didn't do it last time.
Well, Hammaker didn't complain either.
No, huh?
So here's Atlee at the plate. And Beckwith pours the first one in there for a strike. Beckwith, 6'3", 200-pounder. Born in Alabama. Up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. He's the fellow whose father sports information director at Auburn. Going to be a tough play for Guerrero. Hammaker beats it easily, and the ball's thrown away. Hammaker takes the widest turn I've ever seen around first base and goes into second. So it'll be a hit and an error, and Hammaker's at second.
Stump the fans by sending your Lowenbrau baseball trivia questions to the Giants, Candlestick Park. Winning entries receive 2 free tickets to see their question on the scoreboard.
12 hits now for the Giants and 3 errors for the Dodgers. Runner at second. Well, I'd love to see another look at Hammaker rounding first base. He took a turn like you wouldn't believe. He came into second by way of right field. Lemaster's had 2 hits in 3 trips. He has now boosted his batting average to .289. Lemaster squaring off to bunt, and the pitch is called a strike.
Well, news was a lot worse than we told you originally. We've been told that X-rays would not even be necessary. It turned out X-rays were necessary. And now it turns out that Duane Kuiper has a hairline fracture of the left clavicle.
Bunt by Lemaster. Only play is to first, and Bundy hangs in there long enough to make the catch for the out. Hammaker goes to third. All right, well, we'll take a look at this, and then we'll talk more about Kuiper. Lemaster trying to get away from the batter's box, and he's spinning his wheels as he's kicking up dirt. Otherwise, he might have outlegged it. So the sacrifice. And now Darrell Evans will be walked intentionally.
Kuiper goes on the 15-day disabled list immediately, and the Giants will make a roster move probably tonight. Maybe Brad Wellman.
Well, that's the one that comes to mind, certainly. And Wellman is with the Phoenix Ball Club. Dodger dugout, Tommy Lasorda. He can't be terribly thrilled at what he's been witnessing here the last couple of nights. So Evans takes his position at first base. And that'll bring up Chili Davis. So the Dodgers last inning walked Milt May to set up a double play situation, and Joel Youngblood promptly wrapped into the double play. Now here in the 8th inning, they're hoping they can get a repeat, this time with Chili Davis. I'd keep my eye on Hammaker at third base, however. And the pitch to Davis is fought off and fouled out of play. In fact, Danny Ozark is instructing Hammaker in terms of getting a bigger lead off third base. He does it by taking him by the arm and walking him to the spot he wants him to stand. Pitch is in for a strike on the inside corner to Davis, who had jumped out of the way of it. So any thoughts that the Giants might have had of trying to squeeze a run home from third evaporate now with 2 strikes on Davis, or at least figure to evaporate. Now Beckwith will go for the strikeout. Be a big out here, and Davis golfs it to third. Hammaker's going to come to the plate. The throw by Guerrero, and Hammaker is out. Well, that was an interesting one. Think about that one, as Guerrero he made it tougher than it even should have been by stumbling a little bit himself, but I find that one hard to believe. Put it that way. Runners at first and second now. Unless the Giants have such disdain for Guerrero as a third baseman that they figured he was either going to A, fail to field it, or B, if he did throw it away. I'm not sure I saw much sense in sending Hammaker. So he is out 5-2. Evans at second, Davis at first on the fielder's choice, and here comes Clark. Smashed a solid base hit his last time at bat. He's 1 for 4 tonight. Giants 6, Dodgers 3. We're in the 8th inning. Big overhand pitch breaks low to Clark. 1 ball, no strikes.
If Hammaker finishes the game, and if he gives up no more runs, his earned run average will be 1.33, and you can take that to the bank.
Pitch is down low. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, I know the banks talk about an IRA, but I don't know about an ERA.
That is deductible.
He won't get hurt very badly tonight, as we say. The key to the thing, of course, he finished the ball game. Clark swings and hits a high liner to left, but Baker is there to make the catch. Side retired. After 7.5 in Los Angeles. Giants 6, Dodgers 3.
Hey, Ed, pretty good interest on those bank money market accounts.
The fine print says for a few weeks, Harry.
Oh.
Well, it's all happening Monday, Memorial Day at Candlestick Park. The Giants return home to take on the New York Mets in a ball game that starts at noon, and it will be followed immediately by the Charlie Daniels Band. A great Memorial Day afternoon of entertainment. Great value, only $8.50 for the game and the concert. You can call for tickets right now. Area code 415-467-8000. Bottom of the 8th. Giants 6, Dodgers 3, as Hammaker goes to the mound to face Dusty Baker, Pedro Guerrero, and Rick Monday. Baker's had hits his last 2 times at bat, and the first pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. Dusty, after striking out his first time at bat, sent balls back through the middle on his next 2 trips. That's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Greg Minton is throwing in the Giants bullpen, and he's not alone, but I can't tell who else is throwing as well. Breaking ball hit to second base. Youngblood watches it bounce left, right, makes the pickup and throws him out. The ball was not bouncing on a straight line to Youngblood.
PEDRO GUERRERO.
So Baker retired 4-3. One encouraging thing is that the last 4 outs recorded by Hammaker have all been on ground balls. Here's Guerrero. Pedro has the average back up over 300 now. He's at 303, which is more familiar territory to him. Pitch is low for a ball. Guerrero is a lifetime 305 batter.
Cardinals came up with 2 runs in the top of the 18th inning and beat Houston 3-1.
Well, chew up the bullpens on both those clubs. Smash left field. Base hit. Now Guerrero with his 3rd hit of the night. And that'll bring up Rick Monday. Well, let's see how many pitchers work tonight.
Well, the Cardinals used Joaquin Andujar, who started, Bruce Sutter, Doug Bear, Jim Cott, Jeff Lottie.
That's it. That's not bad because Andujar went at least 10.
Yeah, Sutter came out on the 11th.
That's the key.
Right.
And Houston had Rule, DePino, Dolly, Nepper.
Bob Nepper.
That's it. Somebody must have gone for a good chunk. Curve to Monday. Hit to Bergman. He steps on first. Now they've got the rundown. They have to tag Guerrero. Youngblood will chase him back. There's May. He's in the rundown. Here comes Hammaker. Or is that Bergman? Now it's Bergman. So they got him. As soon as Bergman stepped on first, that meant they had to tag Guerrero. As you see this rundown, and might take a day and a half to figure out the out on here.
That was just the last part of it.
Yeah, the first 4 throws were probably missed. After 8, Giants 6, Dodgers 3.
All right, we're gonna watch that double play again. See if you can keep up now. See if you can figure out how it's scored. It's ground ball by Monday to Bergman. He steps on the bag. That takes the force off, so the tag has to be made here. Throw. That's back to Bergman. Now this is Youngblood getting into it. Chases Guerrero back toward first. Now Milt May all the way down to first base. Throws to. Wait a minute. That's Hammaker, isn't it? Who is that? That looks like Atlee. Now this Bergman got all. What was he doing all the way at second base? All right. If you're scoring, and if you couldn't keep up, the putout goes 3-6-3-4-2-3. 3-6-3-4-2-3. Call now. Operators are on duty. We're in the top of the 9th inning. Giants lead it by a score of 6-3. This is Jeff Leonard, who's 2 for 4 tonight. Takes high and inside. 2-0. In that 18-inning game in the Astrodome, 2 things of note. Bob Nepper took the loss. Poor Bobby. He is now 1-7. Chopper left side, foul outside third. 2 balls and a strike. The count to the batter, Jeff Leonard. Nepper now 1-7. And the other thing is that an 18-inning game played in 4 hours and 26 minutes. That's not all that bad. A's have played some 9-inning games that long. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Bergman made both outs, both putouts on that double play. So you'd say, okay, let's just shorten it, make it 3 unassisted, but you can't do that because he had a lot of assists. Leonard strikes out.
First baseman, Dave Bergman.
First strikeout for Beckwith. That'll bring up Dave Bergman for his first at-bat tonight. Came into the lineup in Tom O'Malley's spot when Tom collided with first baseman Rick Monday in the 7th inning. Giants losing infielders tonight at an alarming rate. Duane Kuiper had to leave the game in the 2nd inning. Tom O'Malley had to depart in the 7th. And Kuiper's injury fairly serious. It's a tiny fracture, but it's a fracture nonetheless of the right clavicle. They'll make that left clavicle run into by Mike Marshall. Kuiper has gone on the 15-day disabled list. The Giants will make a roster move tonight. Bergman pops it up short left. Long run for both Russell and Baker. Russell gets there near the line, makes the catch in fair territory, and there are 2 away. And that'll bring up Milt May. May, a 3-run home run in the 2nd, popped out, sacrificed, and was walked intentionally. So Milt is 1 for 2 tonight with a run scored and 3 RBIs. It's really too bad that the Giants have to lose Kuiper for at least 15 days. Duane has been playing an outstanding second base and had been hitting very well, especially of late. It raised his average near the 280 mark. Takes a left-handed bat out of the lineup. Wallace Johnson, whom the Giants just acquired from Montreal, is a switch hitter. Youngblood, of course, has been playing second base a lot against right-hand pitchers. Pettini can play there. He's a right-hand hitter. And should they call Brad Wellman up, Wellman also a right-hand batter. High and outside, 2-0. And also a great moment, what does that do to the Duane Kuiper show? 2-1. Two outs, top of the ninth. Giants up by 3, out hitting the Dodgers 12-8. The Dodgers have made 3 errors. Giants none. That misses high. It's 3-1. Dodgers committed 2 errors last night. Of the 44,646 fans who paid their way in here tonight have departed. Foul straight back. Count full now. And you see what's left of the crowd. Tomorrow's game with Fernando Valenzuela sold out. He'll go against Andy McGaffigan of the Giants. Will be on the air at 1 o'clock. 3-2 pitch to May. Call strike 3. May was on his way to first. But Lee Wire said, Second strikeout for Beckwith. Giants go in order here in the 9th inning. That's only that's the 3rd time that's happened tonight. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Giants lead at 6-3. Yeager takes low for a ball, 1-0. Yeager is struck out, hit into a double play, and singled. Singled home a run. This has been a very strange game for Hammaker. That's high, 2-0. Well, now this is the way innings numbers 4 and 6 started. The other 6, Hammaker's had no problems at all. He has handled the Dodgers with ease. But in the 4th inning, and again in the 6th, he looked as though he had nothing. 2-0 pitch is a strike, 2-1. Both of those innings, he looked as though he was pushing the ball to the plate. Everything was high. He was behind virtually every batter. Atlee trying to finish. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch. 2-2. If Hammaker finishes, and if the Dodgers get no more runs, Hammaker's league-leading earned run average will rise, but only to 1.33, which is still pretty good. 2-2 pitch, chopped to the left side. Evans short hops, good play. Throws to Bergman, there's one away. Darrell has made 3 good plays since being switched from first to third.
Center fielder.
That's a tough play for a third baseman coming in on that short hop. You can't back up and let the ball play you. And he got him by a bunch. Ron Renicky, the batter, struck out 3 times. And his strikeout in the 6th inning probably kept Hammaker in the ballgame. Atlee had given up 2 runs already. The Dodgers had a man on, only 1 out. But he struck out Renicky after falling behind on the count 3-0. And then got Maldonado to fly to right. Tommy Lasorda has been juggling his lineup these past 2 nights. So far, it hasn't helped a whole lot. Dodgers got 3 runs last night. They've scored 3 tonight. Giants won last night's game 5-3. Lead tonight 6-3. It's fouled outside third. 0-2. Braves lost again tonight, so the Giants can pick up ground again on both the Braves and the Dodgers. And continue this streak that has seen them win 15 of their last 20. 0-2. Count, that's low. 1-2. Both the Giants and Dodgers have 15-6 records for the month of May. The Giants lost their first game of the month. That was that 10-9 loss to St. Louis. Since then, they've won 15 of 20. Fly ball, right center field. Long run for Davis and Clark. Davis gets there. Good catch. Davis with his great speed, able to run it down in right center field. And the batter will be Candy Maldonado, the last hope. Watch it again. Now, see, this in slow motion doesn't show you how quick Chile got there. Chile, yeah, he maybe juggled that a little bit and then puts it away. This is Jose Morales who's going to hit for Candy Maldonado.
Attention, please. Now batting for Maldonado, number 43, Jose Morales.
Morales has taken over as the Dodgers pinch hitter extraordinaire, following in the footsteps of Manny Mota, now retired, maybe. Have to wait until later in the season. Mota now the Dodgers' first base coach. Last chance for the Dodgers. Line into the seats down the right field line and foul. Morales hitting .375. 3 hits and 8 trips, all as a pinch hitter. 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. Morales not looking to hit it out now, just wants to get on base. Steve Sachs has grabbed the bat. He will hit for Beckwith if Morales keeps it alive. Dodgers need base runners, at least 2. It's pop foul back into the seats. And the Dodgers are down to the last strike. Hammaker takes a stroll around the mound. Back on top now. 0-2 the count. Morales takes his time before settling into the batter's box. And the 0-2 pitch from Hammaker. Fouled away. Just got a piece off the fist. And again the 0-2 pitch. Grounded off Hammaker's leg. Tough play for Evans. Bare hands, no throw. Infield single for Jose Morales. So the Dodgers stay alive. Hammaker falling off the mound. He's really not in a position. Well, he might have made that play. Got a glove on it. Got a leg on it. Deflected it to Evans, and Darrell wisely held up. Morales was going to have it beat.
Your attention, please. Now
I'll bring up Steve Sachs to pinch hit for Beckwith.
Steve Sachs.
So both Sachs brothers have occupied the number 9 spot in the Dodger batting order tonight. Dave Sachs pinch hitting in the 7th, a swinging bunt. Both Evans and Bergman made outstanding plays to retire Dave, and this is Steve. Trying to get on base any way he can. Hammaker misses high with a fastball, 1-0. Beckwith went 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, walked 1, struck out 2. Giants did their damage against Bob Welch tonight. That misses high, 2-0, and here comes Frank Robinson. Hammaker may not finish. He had 2 strikes on Morales. but lost him on a base hit. And Robinson's going to the bullpen. Looks like he wants the left-hander, who would be Gary Lavelle. Hammaker will not finish. Atlee, well, again, a strange night. Atlee gets a big hand from the crowd here at Dodger Stadium, what remains of the crowd here at Dodger Stadium. Tips his cap. Atlee retired the first 2 batters here in the bottom of the 9th inning. But then after getting 2 strikes from Morales, being just a pitch away from a complete game victory, lost Morales when Jose hit a hard grounder back up the middle off Hammaker's leg. Bounded to Evans. No play possible for Darrell. This is Gary Lavelle coming in. And then after going 2-0 to the pinch hitter Steve Sachs, Frank Robinson goes to his bullpen. So even though Sachs, a right-hand batter, Robinson opting for the left work last night. And Lavelle, who thrives on work, probably wanting to give him a chance to close it out. For Lavelle, this will be his 20th appearance. He's worked 28 2/3 innings, allowed 24 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned, struck out 17, and walked only 2. 1 of those intentional. That is even more remarkable than Hammaker's record.
Your attention, please.
Lavelle has issued 1 unintentional pass in the equivalent of 3+ games. He has won 1, lost none, has 6 saves, an ERA of 1.57. Lavelle is in a save situation here since he comes into the game with the tying run in the on-deck circle. And should Lavelle close it out, he would pick up his 7th save, which would tie him for the league lead with Steve Howe of the Dodgers. He inherits a 2-0 count. Should he complete the walk to Sachs, the walk would be charged to Hammaker, who has already walked 2 tonight. First time this season he has issued more than 1 unintentional pass in a game. And the first time this year, Hammaker has allowed 3 runs in a game, 3 earned runs in a game. Lavelle completing his warm-up tosses. Don't forget, tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, Andy McGaffigan for the Giants, who, as I mentioned last night, has pitched better than his 2-4 record would indicate, against Fernando Valenzuela, whom the Giants have beaten 6 consecutive times. And on Sunday at 1 o'clock, Mike Krukow, who has won 3 straight, against Alejandro Pena with a record of 5-1. 2-0 pitch is a strike, 2-1. That's probably another reason Robinson went for Lavelle over Minton. Gary is a better bet to throw strikes. 2-1 the count. Morales away from first. High leg kick by Lavelle. Bounced up the middle. That's on into center field for a base hit. Steve Sachs comes through in a pinch-hitting role for the Dodgers, singling sharply up the middle. Morales holds at second, and the tying run will come to the plate in the person of Rafael Landestoy.
Second baseman.
Another reason Robinson might have gone for the left-hander, knowing that if Sachs got on, that would bring the tying run to the plate. And if Minton, the right-hander, had been out there, Tommy Lasorda may have gone for Greg Brock, who has 9 home runs this year. But with Lavelle on the mound, Landestoy will hit for himself. Against Hammaker, Landestoy had 2 hits in 4 trips. That's a strike, 0-1. Giants need 1 more out. Dodgers need to keep it going. Bill Russell is on deck. And then you get in trouble. Dusty Baker, Pedro Guerrero, Rick Monday, Steve Yeager. Lavelle wants to get Landestoy. 0-1 pitch. Lays off a fastball high. 1-1. What's left of the crowd here at Dodger Stadium comes to life. They've only had a chance to do any noise-making in a couple of innings, the 4th and the 6th. 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses the inside corner, 2-1. Dodgers trying to win one, break a 6-game losing streak at home against the Giants, even up the season series against San Francisco. Giants trying to close it out. 2-1 pitch, fouled away. 2-2, and once again the Dodgers are down to their last strike. They were down to their last strike when Hammaker was ahead of Morales 0-2, but Morales an infield single. Steve Sachs a pinch single up the middle off Lavelle. And now Lavelle has a 2-2 count on Rafael Landestoy. Time is called. We got a balk. A balk is called on Lavelle, and Gary is hot. Darrell Evans comes in to cool him off and keep him in the ball game. It was called by second base umpire Bob Davidson. Let's see what Lavelle did. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He moved his hands and then stepped off the rubber. You can't do that. Good call by second base umpire Bob Davidson. Two pitch. Fastball fouled on the right field line. Count remains 2-2. Morales at third, Sachs at second. And on a base hit, Morales doesn't get out of the way. Sachs may run right up his back. Jose does not have great speed. Steve does. 2-2 pitch. Bounce foul outside third. Dodgers still alive. Count still 2-2. Landestoy represents the tying run. Not noted for his power, but then neither is Giants second baseman Joel Youngblood, who hit a 2-run home run earlier. 2-2 pitch. Struck him out, and the ball game is over. Gary Lavelle shakes off the effects of being called for a balk. Strikes out Rafael Landestoy, who represented the tying run. Here in the 9th inning, the Dodgers come up with no runs on 2 hits. There were no Giants errors and 2 left. Giants win it by a score of 6-3. We'll be back with the final totals after this. So do you. They beat the Dodgers here tonight by a score of 6-3. Totals for the Giants: 6 runs, 12 hits. Again, they played errorless ball. They left 10 men on base. The Dodgers: 3 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors. They stranded 7. Atlee Hammaker goes 8 2/3 innings to pick up the win. His record is now 5-2. Bob Welch takes the loss. The Giants beat him for the first time since April 29th, 1981. Their record against Welch is now 2-11. Welch's record is now 3 wins and 4 losses. Gary Lavelle picks up his 7th save of the season. He is now tied for the National League lead with Steve Howe of the Dodgers. The game-winning RBI goes to Milt May. His 3-run home run in the 2nd inning put the Giants on top to stay. That is Milt's 2nd game-winning RBI of the year. So the Giants continue to play good baseball. They have won 16 of their last 21 games. They are now 10-4 on this road trip. They have beaten the Dodgers 6 consecutive times. Is that right? That's right, 7 consecutive times here at Dodger Stadium. And tomorrow they go against Fernando Valenzuela, whom they have beaten 6 consecutive times. In winning tonight, the Giants move to within 6.5 games of the first-place Dodgers. They are now just 4 behind the second-place Atlanta Braves. Don't forget, we'll be here tomorrow afternoon. The pitching matchup, Andy McGaffigan against Fernando Valenzuela. Game time is 1 o'clock. Remote facility supplied by...
So the knee bother you that much? Does it?
This is the Army. It's learning how to be a soldier and how to be much more. It's cold streams that chill your bones and a hot meal to warm you up. It's softball and rope bridges. It's 100 ways to prove yourself. This is the Army. If you'd like to be part of it, call this number toll-free.
That night, I decided the best thing I could do was head back home.
It's my philosophy, $100 shine and a $3 pair of boots.
Yes, sir.
We met in the courtroom today. I followed you.
I don't think I've ever been this happy. Huh?